The one on the top is...
All right, we're live. Hey, Share a Beer 313. Looks like we've got Barrack's home brewing right now as we speak. So we're gonna go to
Yes.
him first. And then we got Brandon and Bum. We've got Mark as always, and Ruben. What's up, guys?
Hey, hello,
Hello.
Joe.
So let's go ahead and shoot to Barrack real quick. He's at the end of his process here. Go ahead and give us a breakdown of exactly what you're doing, if you would.
Okay, I'm just making 3 batches. I've got 2 IPAs, which I have a lot of those experimental hops that Zach turned me on to.
Okay.
Really looking forward to that. I just put some of those in bottles Sunday, but I ordered more, so I'm making that. And I'm just kind of a mixture of them. I'm really hot, that's why I'm sweaty, so forgive me.
Oh, you're hot, baby. You.
That's what we got.
Smoking.
Smoky.
And I had a little bit of dark malt left, so I put one of them that's going to be kind of a brown IPA. And so they're all kind of a hodgepodge of hops, but most of them are the experimental stuff. And so it's kind of like, at this point of the time of the process, it's very, you got to be on top. You know, you don't want your stuff sit around too long. You don't want it to get.
So how many brews do you have going, and what part of the process are you in?
I have 3 batches going. I've already boiled everything. Right now, the worts are cooling down, and then in about 5 minutes or so, I'm going to start pouring the wort into the fermenter, adding my water and my yeast, and I'll probably be done in about 20 minutes.
Okay. Right on.
Good.
So I'm looking forward to all of them. And the ones I bottled Sunday, I'm really looking forward to because that was single hops, every one.
Ooh.
Experimental pine fruit, the experimental grapefruit, and the citra. So I'm with all the same malt base to them.
Ooh. Well, that'll be really interesting to see what you get, especially since you use the same base.
Yep, same base, and every one has the same malt in it. I mean, same hops in it. So that should be really interesting.
Yeah.
I added Pilsen, 2-row, and a little bit of traditional dark, just to give it some color.
So it just all comes down to that experimental hop.
Yep.
Yeah. That'll be the variable. Cool.
Yep. So I got to get back at it, though, guys. I'll probably be done in, like I say, about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Right on. No problem. Thanks for sharing, man. Appreciate it.
I thought, Joe, you said you were going to do this at 8 o'clock my time, an hour from now.
Yeah, well, we were, and then last week we did it at this time too, Mark, right?
Yeah.
I jumped in for a few minutes, and I was already in the middle of something, so I couldn't stay. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna go to this time, and that way it's better for you guys. I just have to like come home and right to sleep, but I'm managing, so it'll be all right.
Okay, cool.
Cool. All right, guys, I'll be back.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, so it's a little adjustment on my end, but it's I just make sure I'm insanely tired and I get right to sleep. So, what are you having, Brandon?
I am having the Shiner Haymaker. It's a pale ale. It's 4.5% ABV, so it's very sessionable. As you can see, it's definitely pale. It has Cascade hops in it, according to the back of the bottle. It's a limited edition beer, and they're family packs. So there you go. I think it's pretty good.
So it's got Cascade, and it's still pretty sessionable. It's not like overpowering or nothing. Not too grassy or anything. It's just chug-a-lug.
It's not too grassy at all. It's got a good flavor to it. I mean, it pretty much said, okay, Haymaker, Cascade, get a good grassy flavor, so I guess it's kind of one of those little puns. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't had that Haymaker from Shiner yet, but that would seem to follow in their footsteps with what they do. They do session beers very well, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's their gig.
That's their gig, man. If you want, and are they available out in your area and out in Bum's area and so forth? Can you get Shiner Bum?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shiner is available in Pennsylvania.
Cool. So they're getting a broader reach now. So if you want a beer that if you're new to craft beer and you want a brewery at least that has a lot of different, they have a ton of beers, don't they? And all of them, nothing, all of them are sessionable, really, all their styles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool.
And they're reasonable.
Yeah, they're reasonably priced. That's another thing, yeah. Because nowadays, good Lord.
Seriously.
The beers are just burying you, man. I mean, it's one of those, you feel like you have to spend that money because you love the beer so much. You know what I'm saying? When you really love the beer and you really enjoy it that much, and you spend the money on it. It's about like cigars too. Like cigars are just getting ridiculous, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those pleasures, the more you get into it, the more you're going to be willing to spend because you love that particular craft. What do you have in Bum?
I'm having something from my home state, a Victory Storm King Stout.
Ooh, okay, that's a good one. Very good.
Nice.
It's a great beer.
I bought a case of it. I don't think I've ever bought a case of Victory before, and I actually hadn't bought any Victory period for a long time. And I always have loved the Storm King, and I just went all out and bought a case of it. And I better hurry up and drink this case because it's telling me that I have only until January 15th of 2020 to enjoy it when it's best.
Keep drinking.
Yeah, hurry up.
Right now. Shut down the camera. Start drinking.
Yeah. You're as busy as Barrack right now, man. I mean, the clock is ticking, my friend.
9.1%.
Hey, that would be a Greg's beer reviews approved beer right there. If it's telling you exactly when you have till to drink that, I mean that Greg would definitely approve of that right there.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Greg would like this. I really do. I may have to send him a couple.
Okay, yeah. Has he reviewed it? I don't know if he has.
I feel like he has.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, he's over like 1,600. Nobody knows. But.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he can keep track of all that. Let me tell you, man, by the time I got to my 1,600th beer review, it's a blur, my friend. It's just a blur.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta give him props. He's been doing one every day since 2010 or something. If you've ever tried to do anything every day, I sleep every day. I mean, that's. But I breathe.
You sleep, you breathe. I mean, think about how you feel when you go to work every day. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's generally 5 days a week for most of us. So some people do go literally every day, but that's just 5 days a week, taking 2 days off, and you're still like, Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
I don't think Greg has reviewed it. I looked on YouTube, but the first thing that showed up for him is Anheuser-Busch Lime Marina.
Did he really? Did he review that? He did. Oh man, I've got to give that mad.
2 years ago, has 6,000 views.
Okay.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious, man.
Yeah, it is. That is the top one. I typed it in too. Number 864, Anheuser-Busch Lime Marina.
And that's a top review too. That's hilarious. Oh,
Rita Nation coming through.
That's Rita Nation right there, baby.
But it is. I mean, did you see what's second, Ruben? Is it Pliny the Elder is second?
Yeah.
So I mean, it is a premium to Pliny. I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody wants Pliny,
that.
but I mean, only a few. Everybody wants Pliny, but only a few can have Limerita.
That's why not everybody likes it. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to have a premium palate.
It's sophisticated.
A very sophisticated palate. You know. Okay, Mark, what are you having, brother?
Well, I think I'm having something that's probably not quite as premium as the Limerita, but I have a bottle of, and this was in my, well, no, it was just sitting in the basement. Red Hook Triple Belgian style ale from 2009.
To 2009.
Summer 2009.
Wait a minute, Red Hook makes something that can age since 2009?
I don't know. I'm going to find out. 10.2%.
Oh, sweet.
I think we're breaking news right here.
This was back before they went through their big expansion.
Wow.
But I think I bought 3 bottles of this. I reviewed one back then. I had another one in like 2011. And
this is almost like the shipwreck beer right here. You realize that as far as Red Hook's concerned.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Look at the carbonation still.
Yeah,
it is.
Real.
That is.
Bomber. Nice, a nice looking beer.
I'm sorry, one more time on the style. What was that style again?
A triple.
Triple. Okay.
Belgian triple. So it should have, triple should have some spice, some honey, kind of sweetness to it.
Yeah.
And this has all of that. The smell's still pretty good. The taste is pretty solid. It's not. It's gone away a little bit, but it's still holding up pretty well. I'm getting some honey, some lemon, some citrus, maybe a little bit of spice, maybe like like a pepper or cinnamon.
A pepper.
Or something.
Nice. Yeah. There's a pepper in there. Yeah.
But no, it's actually pretty good. I mean, it's perfectly drinkable. It's pretty tasty.
It looks good. That head's holding up too.
There's no off flavors. It's a little thinner. I mean, it's for the style. I mean, I can't remember the last one I had. That was 4 years ago. But yeah, I mean, it feels just a little light on the mouthfeel, but it's still perfectly drinkable and really good. Look at the carbonation. You can still see the bubbles coming up.
That's crazy. That is, wow. So.
And it was signed by the brewmaster, Greg, whatever. Limited release. So,
obviously, yeah.
Very good. Mm-hmm. I'm happy with it.
Wow, Red Hook. Wow, props to Red Hook.
Yeah,
man,
seriously.
For making a decent triple at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's very, very good. I pulled it up in Untapped. What did they give it? I think the average review is like a 4.5 star on.
Wow.
I'll give it a 3.5 at this point. 3.5 to a 4.
Okay.
It's a solid, perfectly solid beer.
Man, can you even take a guess at what you paid for it?
It was somewhere probably between $6 and $7 for the bottle.
Okay.
Back then.
Well, I mean,
5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, I bought this. This was probably like June of 2009, maybe May or June 2000. So it's almost 6 years old.
We were talking about Budweiser special releases, and that's kind of right up there, man. I mean, I didn't even know Red Hook had a special release.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe they don't anymore. This was right before they expanded and went all crazy, like in 2010, didn't they?
Yeah. So Lord knows if they even do that anymore. So that's pretty cool, man. That's a rare treat right there.
It's a vintage beer, a vintage ale, much like vintage.
And a triple.
Yeah.
It would be one thing to come out with a special stout or a special porter or something, but a triple, man. I mean, they.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's well done.
That is pretty cool. Okay, Ruben, what do you got, brother?
I'm having a different kind of old beer, but that's from the recipe. It's a Yard's Tavern Ale.
Oh, cool.
It's an English strong ale.
No, I'm not familiar with Yards.
They're out of like eastern Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I don't think it says. Oh, they're out of Philadelphia. It says Delaware Drive, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's okay. Like, there's like zero aroma to it. A little bit of alcohol and a little bit of like malt bill or something, but it's okay. I've never had it before.
What's the ABV on it?
8%.
8%. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
It's okay.
it's just okay. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's a little thin, I think, and like
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of flavor for like a strong ale. I would expect like at least some English hops coming through or something.
Oh yeah.
And,
Yeah.
not really getting that.
Yeah. Strong ales can be sometimes pretty complicated. So that's not too good.
Oh well.
And what was that? A 6-pack, 4-pack? What did that come?
My buddy actually got a case of it and gave me it for free. So.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that. Yeah, you know,
Well, that's a damn good beer then.
it's actually
That's kind of beer is free beer.
That's
yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah, that beer just, as a matter of fact, it went up a whole nother star.
I was gonna say another point. That's right.
It's like, well, it's already got 1 star because it's free. So, so if I'm gonna give it 3, it's an automatic 4-star beer right now. Yeah.
There's nothing off-putting about it. It's just not as
It's
plentiful
just
as
not
I would hope.
as good as you thought, right? Yeah. So it's solid in a way. So it's kind of like a Toyota Camry. It's not like really, you're like, it's a car.
Serviceable. It'll get you where you're going. Yeah.
It goes 0 to 60 eventually, and like
Eventually.
it's not, yeah. So it's Okay, I know you guys will be thrilled. I couldn't believe it. A buddy of mine this past weekend invited me to his crib, so went and checked out his new pad. And beautiful place. Wow, beautiful place. Hey, you want a beer? Yeah. Here, try one of these new lagers. I've never had one before. Yeah. Whatever. He knows what I do and everything. So try one of these, man. I don't know if Yuengling. Are you kidding me? Where'd you get that? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did you get that? And he's like, I don't know. A buddy of mine gave me a few, and did he get them here? I'm like, I gotta find that. Where'd you get that, Bevmo? Where'd you get that?
Wow.
So they're out here somewhere. So I gotta get that. But I had my first Yuengling. I posted it and everything.
Yeah, I saw that. I was all happy.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him and his wife. I'm like, you don't even know how happy some of these people are going to be that I'm having a Yuengling. I was very impressed, I have to say, man.
It's a solid beer.
It really is a solid beer. It really is. It's I think we tried to compare Yuengling to Shiner at one time, didn't we? As far as like Yuengling being the
Shiner of the East.
The Shiner of the East, but I would say that lager's better.
I agree.
That lager is definitely better. It's better made. It's better ingredients in it. That's a damn good lager. It reminds me a lot of Brooklyn's lager. I really like Brooklyn's lager, and it reminded me of Brooklyn's lager too, because I really like.
Lots of corn in that beer.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't do the rice like Bud and all that stuff. They do corn.
Oh, for Brooklyn or for Yuengling?
Yuengling.
Yuengling. Okay.
Oh, well, that's interesting. No, it was in a green bottle. Is that how it comes?
Yes.
Yeah, their standard lager's a green bottle. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
You can
get
get it in cans too.
Cans are better, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
draft is better. It's cheap.
Yeah. The only problem with getting a beer that a lot of people have had across the whole country on draft is you don't know how that brewery has handled it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if they don't clean the taps well enough, if they don't clean their lines well enough, you can have a totally different experience on draft.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
So there is that. I agree though. Draft is if you get a bar that takes care of everything just right.
Yeah.
Man, there's no substitute for that. Like it is two thumbs.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. If you go to your standard regular dive bar, and then they never clean the tap lines and stuff, you could be getting, some algae with your, with your beer, some extra protein.
Mark,
It's green beer all year long.
My experience is that the dive bars anymore, your typical like biker bar, with your 15 regulars sitting at their same spot in the bar every day. Those actually do quite well compared to like your Buffalo Wild Wings and your freaking.
True. I think it's probably a question of volume.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if a bar has so many beers and they don't go through it very fast,
right?
So the stuff's just sitting there. Yeah, that's probably true.
But my experience is the ones that have like, we've got 2.5 million beers on tap. I kind of watch out for those guys because they have to do such a volume to have all those beers on tap that, and they typically hire. Jenny, it's my first. I'm 19 and it's my first beer job. You know what I'm saying? I can bring the beers to you. What kind of beer do you have, doll? I don't know. They're all up there. Look at
the board.
Yeah.
And then they start asking you questions about the beer.
Yeah. So, versus the little dive bar that's your mom and pop shop that has to Walmart for competition. They're kind of going all out, and they have their regulars that show up every day because the beer is solid. It may be Miller Lite, but it's solid every time. They do take a time to, they only have, I don't know, maybe 15 beers on tap, but they really make sure that they're, they take the time. So I do give them a lot of credit, versus the big ones, the big boys.
Yeah, that's a good point because we've got a chain of stuff here in Atlanta, and maybe they're in the Southeast. They're called Taco Mac. There's a crap ton of them. They're all over the place, and they have 90 to 100 beers per location, and they're kind of overpriced. I mean, the food's good, and the beers are generally okay, but I very rarely buy beers there just because, one, the person waiting on you has no idea what beers are what. I mean, and they're kind of expensive, and some of the stuff's been sitting there for a while. You just know it, just because they have it, but not that many people buy it. And so I just go to my beer bar where they clean the lines pretty much every day, and everybody knows everything about the beer. And I'm going to pay $5 for a Belgian draft or $6 for a Belgian beer. I'm going to make sure it's good.
Yep.
Yeah, I like going to the places where they have the hot chicks too. Don't get me wrong, but the problem is they're really proud and they thump their chest and pound their chest on man. Our beers are so cold. What did you get?
I got a new one.
I haven't had that one before.
Double, triple, and quad. Oh my!
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's a new one for me. I haven't.
Yeah, look at you. Ooh, new badge. You
can't go wrong with these amazing feats of Belgian brewing. Whether you're looking for something light and golden or dark and boozy, one of these will do the trick. That's 5 different beers with the style of double, triple, or quad. I'm only level 1. I got to drink more Belgian.
Dude, you're way ahead of me. I'll tell you right now.
That badge was just made like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. That might be why. But yeah, I mean that's the first one I've logged in a few weeks. So yeah, at least they give you credit for the stuff you did do in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, hey, Joe, about Yuengling quick. I googled the farthest west they go is Alabama. Their distribution.
Okay.
They're not in California? I wonder if no.
No.
How did they get from Alabama? Well, I guess both states begin with an A. Maybe the truck driver got mistaken. He's like, Alabama, Arizona. Okay.
Yeah.
Every time I go and visit my brother out there, I always take him a case of Yuengling. Put it in my suitcase.
So I wonder, was your buddy a truck driver?
He's not, but he lives in Tucson. Maybe he's buddies with your buddy.
Yeah.
Could be.
How about where you got yours, Joe? What does he do? How could he have gotten the beer?
Now, see, that's what I'm saying. He said that one of his neighbors, when he came over, brought that.
Okay. So the guy was probably traveling and filled up his car with Yuengling, and
I don't know how he got the. You know what I'm saying? Because I have kind of loosely been looking for it, but I can't say that I have gone to the beer store. Okay, Yuengling. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
But now it's for sure on my mind. Now I've pretty much only gone to some of the local beer stores, more like just liquor stores, and the selection's okay. And I've gone to Total Wine, which has a big selection, but I haven't been to Bevmo yet. So sometimes it's you go to different places and they carry different things. So I do need to go to Bevmo. That's another big beer store. So another big chain that would compare to Total Wine at least.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they have it.
Since we're on the topic of Yuengling, this would be a good time to tell this little factoid I found out a few years ago. A guy at a beer distributor in Grove City, you know where Grove City is, right, Ruben?
Yeah.
I do too. Grove City College.
Oh, that's right.
It's only like 40 minutes from my house.
There's
my homestead.
Yeah. This is at Brewmeister up in Grove City. He's a real cool guy, and the guy's a big fan of beer. He was telling me one time that the Yuengling Lager that everyone knows and loves, has only been around since 1971. They still sell Yuengling beer, and that's the beer that has been around hundreds of years. Where it says America's oldest brewery.
Yeah.
Apparently, around 71, Yuengling bought a recipe from some other brewery, and that is the beer that became Yuengling Lager.
Huh.
Yuengling beer is still available, but it's kind of like their secondary product.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, ain't that something? Wow.
I'd like to try it.
Me too.
So that
I don't know what brewery they bought it from.
Maybe they bought it from what's his name, Cook.
That's
That's about
probably bought it from a brewery that was going out of business somewhere in Pennsylvania or something, And
Yeah.
that's an interesting. I still wait for more craft breweries to make light beer. And because to me, even I was thinking about this the other day, because I'm watching my calories and stuff. But I do think that Samuel Adams Light is still the best light beer. Like,
I would agree. I think it is. It is still the best light beer I've had. I mean, out of Bud, Miller, Coors, and Sam Adams. Mm-hmm. Sam Adams wins.
I mean, what other craft brewery can you think of that's making any kind of light beer?
None.
The only thing that would be considered light, and that's not really, it's like the session IPAs and stuff, but those aren't really still light. Those are, what are they, like 3.8 to 4%? So.
Yeah,
the light beer is nothing new for Sam Adams. They had, about 25 years ago, it was called Light Ship. It had a painting of a ship on the label. And that was a good 25 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, I know they've had that.
It's Sam Adams Light.
And now it's Sam Adams Light. Yeah, it's definitely. I actually prefer it to their regular lager.
Mm-hmm.
To Sam Adams regular lager. That's But I do kind of wait for more breweries to make a light beer.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just for different styles, like a Kolsch or something now. It's not a light beer, but that's their refreshing beer, for the Bud Light Coors drinkers.
Yeah, that is true. They do have different styles, that of beers that they make that like all of them will make some sort of session beer, a low kind of a low alcohol, anything that's under, what would you say, 5.5% might be something that they think is sessionable and lower calorie per se.
Well, if you're in Colorado, this would be a session at 10.2.
Yeah.
That's right. Now anything under 10% is a sessionable beer.
Yeah, this is right at the sessionable level. Right
Now, speaking of Colorado, we do have our dear friend Zach, a friend of the show, started Chain Reaction Brewing, and he did have that posted in Colorado right now. Man, the mecca, the of beer is having a beer week. So that is wow. That has got to be something else, man. That has got to be the beer weeks of all beer weeks, right there.
You know, beer and why don't they just do beer and weed week? Just tie it all together.
I mean, it's beer and its distant cousin.
Hops and weed. Hops and weed.
Yeah, exactly. Who are we getting a lot of noise? We're getting a lot of noise from somebody.
My phone's vibrating. Sorry.
Oh.
But
Take your vibrator off the show, man. Come on, let's defend the show.
Oh, we're going into Fight Club territory.
Yeah.
That was just hanging out there.
I do.
Oh, Mark, it's a vibrator. We don't want to claim ownership of it.
Yes.
Depends who's got it, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, it's his mechanized device, right?
Mechanized.
Take your device and take it to the bedroom.
Yeah.
Get a room.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna go down a hole.
Yeah.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
You got a vibrator if you want to do that.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh my God, I was just thinking of. There's this guy I listen to on the radio, and he's Jewish, and he was talking about what, like right now, is some kind of Jewish. Is it? I think it starts with an S or something, but it's like he said, your hardcore Jewish fanaticals they won't use an elevator because they can't actually push the button to the elevator because they can't use any or be involved in anything mechanical or something.
Okay, yeah, on the Sabbath, yeah.
So that made me think of, well, what do they do with those things? You know what I'm saying? Like they can't.
They're only doing 6 days a week.
Yeah.
You need your neighbor to turn it on.
Yeah. Yeah. Come over and push the button.
Louis the Catholic, come on over here.
Yeah. Yeah, he said it's like from Friday night to Saturday night or something.
Yeah, the Sabbath, yeah. Sundown Friday to sundown Saturday.
I'm not real familiar with a lot of Jewish customs, but he he's Jewish, so he's always talking about the the hardcore because it was something to do with, he was talking about a story where some people died recently or something like that. I guess they left the hot plate on because they can't. It's something to do with like fire, like what you have a fire lit and you can't turn it off or something.
Yeah, there's that was that thing in Brooklyn over the weekend. They put the food on a hot plate and then they leave it because they can't do any work. So the hot plate, once it's going, it's going. So they cook all the food, put it on the hot plate, and leave it that whole day.
Yeah.
They don't want to do any work while the hot plate, whatever, short it out or whatever, and burn down the house. So. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Anyway, so yeah, that was I was wondering, well, what do they do with that? They turn it on Friday and they just kind of leave it on.
Barrack's just laughing.
I hear everything you guys are saying.
They're interrupting his work. He looks like he's.
Yeah. Hey, Barrack's got a mechanized device going over there himself, man. He's kind of, that's why he's.
What's the ABV on these beers, Barrack? What are we looking at? Are we looking at 6 to 7%?
Well, I'm on my third one right now, but the first should be around 5.5.
Okay. All right. Well, It's kind of your wheelhouse. It's 5 to 6%. You do most of your stuff under 6% usually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barrack's kind of a sessionable brewer himself, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Nothing too high.
Yeah,
Biker bar sessionable craft.
Yeah,
That's what he should.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, he does sell 2 of your beers or 4?
I beg your pardon?
You sell 2 of your beers or 4 to that local bar?
I don't sell any of my beers.
Oh, I thought you.
I just give them away for friends.
Oh, okay.
I don't sell anything.
Oh, okay.
There was a time when the motorcycle club was wanting to pay me to make beer, and they have talked to me about that last week, so that might happen. But right now, I'm not selling anything.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, he just gives free samples.
Yeah, free samples to lots of people. and he has a tip jar, so there's a tip jar there, and it's it's got a big sign on it. Don't forget me over here, tip jar. Yeah, he names his tip jar Jake, and he's like, hey, don't forget my buddy Jake over here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jake's got a tip for you.
Yeah.
and Jake's thirsty over there. See my buddy Jake over there? He's thirsty.
He's dying of thirst.
That's right. Now, I do have an interesting, and this is kind of an international thing here. It works for our people across the pond as well. If you ever wanted to smell, or you just love the smell of Burger King Whoppers, you can get a cologne if you're in Tokyo, Japan. Burger King
Whopper
is making,
cologne.
They are making Whopper cologne.
Ooh.
You think that gives you acne?
It's a limited flame grilled fragrance that can be purchased for 5,000 yen. That's about $40.
Wow.
Including the burger. So
You get a free burger with it?
we'll even throw in the burger with it.
But
Wow.
wait, there's more. Here's a burger.
And wait, there's more. If you order now,
Yeah.
it's only $39.95. If you order now, we'll throw in the burger
Oh, man.
and the cheese. So what do you think, man? Any of you guys Burger King fans? Go for
Yeah,
it.
if I was still in the dating scene, I'd get some of that Burger King stuff going.
Yeah, you know.
I'm not even gonna go there. It's like, you smell the Whopper. Just wait.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I want to
You
smell
like the
like
smell, baby? That's my Whopper. Oh, wait. The Whopper cologne.
So, at least in Japan, it's kind of hot to smell like you've been frying Burger King burgers for the last, 12 hours. That's
Nothing gets me going like that.
yeah. So the people that work in the fast food industry must just be getting laid like crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Must be.
I mean, it's got to be, so you go over there and just kind of spray some. Can you imagine? There's people that would kill to get that smell out of their clothes, and you for $40 you can just get it in a bottle. I mean,
Yeah.
So actually, there's some people, on welfare, when they have to check in for their job search, just spray a couple douches like that, and they're like, hey man, I've been frying burgers all day,
Smell
man.
the burgers on me? I've been working the grill all day.
I've been working. I've been hard at it, man. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Under the table, they're paying me under the table. Like, yeah. What are you crazy? Yeah, little Jimmy that smokes pot all day just gets a $40 bottle of
Oh yeah, man.
of flame broiled and
It's good.
yeah, he's good to go. Flame grilled rather. Yeah. So for 40 yen, man, you can smell like a Whopper.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know if that's a what do you do with that? What do you do with that? Someone tells you, hey man, you kind of smell like a Whopper. Like, is that a compliment? What is that? What do you do with that?
You do your best Clara Peller. Remember her? And you're like, where's the beef?
Yeah. Like, what?
Mhm.
I mean, what is that? And you're like, well, do I smell like a Whopper with cheese, or do I smell like just the Whopper? Do I smell like a
Does
Whopper?
anyone remember? Does anyone remember the underwear that you could buy that said "Home of the Whopper" on the front?
No.
Wasn't blessed with that one.
Yeah.
That sounds like something from the 80s, though. That would be something from the early 80s. I
It
would
was.
imagine. Yeah. There we go.
Now,
I
it would
think
be
it all ties together.
it would be
Yes, it
something
does.
different if you could smell like the Whopper candy, right? Now that would be attractive, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Like if you could smell like the candy. And Whoppers actually, I don't really care for Whoppers
Whoppers.
myself.
Aren't those melted milk balls? Oh.
Yes, you smell like chocolate-covered milk balls.
Yeah.
Thank you, Isaac Hayes.
Balls all over you. Okay.
Yeah,
And my name is Chef.
yeah. It has to be said with a much deeper voice than ours.
Yes.
Hey, baby,
Yeah.
like to smell like my Whoppers, huh? No, that wouldn't be bad, right? I mean, that would be comparable to being smelling bacon, like if it was bacon, like bacon cologne or something. Yeah, just to smell like a Burger King Whopper. I don't know.
The brewery
No.
that I work at, we sell beer soap.
Beer soap.
Now,
Yeah.
what style of beer?
We have 3 different ones. We have our double IPA, our oatmeal stout, and then our Belgian triple.
Wow, I didn't expect an answer. That's a good answer.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, yeah. Now I don't know if that's such a good thing either, there, Ruben. You're like, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get me a DUI today, man.
Yeah.
man.
Blowing up on that IPA.
If
That's
I'm gonna
right.
get a DUI, I'm going out like an IPA, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
The beer is very subtle in the scent, actually.
Hey,
It's more-
that's what I'm talking about. Whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, to hell with Axe.
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smell like Axe. I'm gonna smell like this milk stout. Yeah. I'm going out like that, baby. I'm gonna have alcoholics. All winos are gonna just dig me, man.
That's right, baby.
Hey, Wino can take on Dracula. So wait, that's old school reference right there.
Yeah, no, that is kind of old school, right? Because you did have your old timers right back in the day, like they would put the old, whiskey on the, right?
Yep.
That used to be kind of the thing. That's an old school kind of thing. Hey, Sweetwater Brewing. Sweetwater's making some news here, man. Launches Chicago market next week with Lakeshore Brewing.
Oh, wow.
Lakeshore Beverage. I'm sorry.
So they're going into Chicago, huh? Well, they just did an expansion late last year, so
Here's the link.
that would make
I hope they
sense.
come to Pennsylvania soon. I actually love their IPA.
Oh, it's one of the best IPAs out there. It
The
really
lemon
is.
you get out of that beer is incredible.
Yeah.
Now, this story is from the 18th. I meant to mention it last week, so it's already out there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they did that big. When my brother was down here in the fall, we went down to Sweetwater, and they just finished a huge expansion. Yeah, it's a big facility now.
So they're going to have their flagship 420 Extra Pale Ale, as well as other beers below. Let me see.
Oh, they're going in with the IPA. That's good.
Yeah.
Sweetwater blueberry beer. Take 2 pills. That's a good pilsner. That's a good craft pilsner.
Oh, I'd like to try that. I love a good pilsner.
Mm-hmm. That would be that would be a great summer beer for Chicago. That and the Sweetwater Blue. They'll sell a ton of that in Chicago, I bet.
What is the blue a fruit beer?
Yes.
They add blueberries to it, yeah.
Oh. Is it good or is it like cloying sweet like some fruit?
No, it's a wheat ale and it's got a not sweet, but it's definite blueberry flavor, but it's not sweet. It's not like blueberry syrup or anything that you get at IHOP.
Oh, well, if it's not like blueberry syrup, forget it. But that's pretty cool, man. I know Mark has sent me some Sweetwater, and it was fantastic. So
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I seen the this post here, and I was like, oh heck, we got to mention that. That's a fantastic brewery.
Yeah.
From the south. So we don't. Well, other than Cigar City, what are some other major south of the Mason-Dixon breweries?
Abita.
Abita.
Oh,
is
Abita.
probably the biggest one, yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, that Abita is huge, actually.
Yeah. Terrapin.
Terrapin is big.
Yeah.
Are they from the south too?
Yeah, they're in Athens.
Athens, Georgia.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
With the B-52s, REM.
Okay.
REM? Was that one?
Yeah, REM is out of Athens too.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
Now REM I've never heard of. Yeah, but that's.
Highland Brewing is out of Asheville. They're more of a regional brewing. Do you get them down there, Brandon?
I can't get them over here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they're more probably North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, maybe Tennessee, and Alabama.
Now, some people would include Texas in the south, at least eastern Texas. I don't. I don't include Texas.
No, I consider them west.
Yeah.
Southwest.
Or kind of on their own, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not really the South. I consider the South to be Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and maybe Arkansas and Tennessee. Yeah. Maybe Kentucky, too. Kentucky's kind of in the middle.
Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana.
Yes.
Too. Oh, yeah, Louisiana. Well, yeah, I guess that is South.
Louisiana's southern. Come on.
North Florida. I consider North Florida the South, too.
Yeah. South Florida is more like northeast warmer.
Yeah.
Well, South Florida is New York.
Yeah. New York and Cuba.
Yeah, anything south of Tampa is just New York. it's just New York City.
Oh, but you get in the panhandle of Florida. I mean, yeah, that's deep south.
Yeah,
I've
been through there too many times. It's the south.
Yeah. I've never been to the Redneck Riviera, right? Destin, Florida, and all that. You know, they call it the Redneck Riviera.
Oh, I didn't
on the
realize
Gulf Coast there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that. But I can remember the first time I heard of Alabama beaches, and the next thing you know, I was on one. I was like, wow, this is actually quite nice down here, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they do have some nice beaches there.
And the people, they carry around towels with subtitles on them so you can understand them. But
subtitles.
But no, it was actually I was quite impressed with the beaches in Alabama. It was quite nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wanted to mention that real quick. And then we have a little news from Left Hand Brewing. They're the first U.S. craft brewer to bottle a nitro beer.
Oh, the milk stout?
Yeah,
they have 3, don't they? There's sawtooth on nitro as well, I know.
So let me post this article in here. I haven't even read it yet. That's one of the bummers about. I don't have too much time for reading articles here, but so there's that one.
Is that the nitro stout, Joe?
Yes. The milk stout.
I've had it. It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that beer.
It's a very good. I haven't had it for a little while, for sure, but it's very good.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheap too. It's a reasonable beer.
So 6 packs of milk stout nitro will go on sale at liquor stores in Colorado, of course, on September 30th for $10 to $11. The silky textured beer will go on sale in this state only through the rest of the year. After that, Left Hand plans to take the beer to all 27 states where it distributes. So
Okay.
I guess Left Hand is in 27 states.
Excuse me.
It looks incredible from the. I mean, you get that same Guinness cascading action as they're pouring it. It's in the pictures that they have here in the article. It looks just incredible.
Yeah, no, they do it. They do a very good job with that. I got a 4-pack of it. Yeah, maybe a 4-pack a couple months ago, and good stuff.
So Barrack is saying all his beer will be what, between 5 and 6%.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, they are. It took a little longer to make these than normal, because I don't buy the little cans to pour it in. I buy big growlers, and they were all at the bottom, so I had to rinse them out. Just took me forever.
oh.
And hey, I'll tell you what. I went down to ABC Liquor here in Florida. They had like 8 or 10 new local breweries.
Oh,
This
nice.
is one of them. Man, this Orange Blossom back in the day IPA, it's really good. It's
That's
done
awesome.
in Lakeland,
Like
Florida.
an awesome can.
Lakeland,
It's an
Florida.
awesome can. Good
Yeah.
marketing.
Where is Lakeland? Because I've heard of that. Lakeland.
Lakeland is where all the Florida strawberries come from.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of in the middle of the state, more towards the west side, but yeah, it's this is really good. I heard a lot about this brewery, and they just picked it up, and I picked up 3 or 4 of them from this brewery. That's good. My wife wants to take a taste.
What percent's that one?
6.4. But I did have another one made in somewhere in Florida that was a 4.5 all-day IPA type thing, and so
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
it's good. She likes it.
Sessionable. Very sessionable.
Anyway,
Yeah, we'll have to. I'm going to put another link in the chat, and this is my final article. But I think it's a cool one. I really dig cars. I love classic cars, but I love new cars. And this company here, Revology Cars, is taking the 64.5 through 66 Mustang
Ooh.
and hand building them with all modern internals. So you can get a brand new 64.5 to 66 Mustang.
Only 120?
Yeah.
I'll
So
take
if
2,
you,
man. Sign me up. I'll
if
take
you've
one
got
in
a
red
spare-
and blue.
if you've got a spare 120K burning a hole in your pocket, you can have one of these bad boys.
That.
But it is sweet. I mean, that is just sweet, man. I mean, I dig that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what for you, but what sold it for me is it says that it's intermittent wipers. Really? That's worth 100K right there, man.
It is definitely worth 100K.
And Bluetooth too. I mean, yeah, come on.
Man, it would be nice to, sometimes, car guys, you sit around and you have the conversations, and it would be nice to have like a '57 Chevy with all the modern tech and all the modern goodies in it. The braking that we have now and all that. So it's just one of those things where you're like, God, I wish we could have this classic car with all the new stuff.
really,
Now you can get it, but it's going to cost you 120K in this instance right here. So
Maybe they'll do it for a '74 Pinto.
yeah. What if my classic car is a Pinto?
Man, if they did that, that thing would catch fire, man. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
1985 Yugo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Audi 5000, huh? Yeah, that'll catch fire too.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that one was another one that blew up.
Yeah. Yeah, that used to be the saying too. You remember Audi 5000, man? Like,
Yeah.
Yo, yo.
Yeah.
That used to be the thing. I don't know. Well, kind of dating myself a little bit in the hip hop world there.
Yeah.
But so, anybody moved on to a new beer before we close?
No.
I opened a Samuel Adams Boston Lager.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
How much longer you got, Joe?
We've got 2 minutes.
Oh. I was going to open another one. I'll open it, tell you what it tastes like.
All right.
What
I've moved
now?
on to another Storm King Stout.
I hear you.
Yeah, I've always admired you guys that can buy. I can't buy a case of beer. I got to admit, I can't buy a case of beer. Like I would assume buy a $20 bomber before I buy a case of beer. Like I just won't.
Yeah, and most I buy is a 12-pack, and that's going to be like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, maybe Torpedo, some kind of basic straight-up IPA or Pale
We're
Ale.
not as lucky as you guys.
Yeah,
Now-
you can't do anything. You got to buy either a single or a case, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think the Europeans have it kind of right. Like they buy racks of beer, at least they used to in Germany, and I really liked that. It was like what 20 beers in a rack or 16 beers in a rack, something like that. And I really liked that size. I thought it was just right. Like your 18-pack or something. Like that. That I'll do. I've bought that big pack of Guinness. I think did they have that 10-pack or something of Guinness?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen that.
Oh, so what do you got there? What is that? Hop Gun.
Something from Oakland Park, Florida. It's 7%.
Was that a turtle on the front? What was that?
Whoa.
Knuckles.
Oh, it looks like explosions from a gun.
Oh, please.
Air Force plane.
Oh, okay.
Off things with hops on it.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad
Like Hop Gun, except Hop Gun.
Okay, all right. That's good. We're safe.
And
Oh, speaking of, did you guys hear last week that the aircraft carrier that they use for Top Gun, they're selling it for scrap? It's like they sold it for $1 or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they scrapped it out. They finally retired it. Yeah.
Huh.
It's like something out of Trading Places. You guys ever see that movie? Where they bet $1?
Yeah.
When they switched Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
So they sold an aircraft carrier for $1 to some scrapyard. It's like, take it off our hands. It's no good anymore.
Wow.
Oh.
Did they sell for like $1 a pound, or just like
No, $1.
literally a single dollar?
It's like $1. Take it off our hands, chop it up, and sell it. Yeah. After they remove all the nuclear crap. But yeah. After they remove the fissionable material and the.
Why wouldn't they want to make money on that? Like, sell for $1.
It's the government. Come on, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't think.
It's not their money anyway. It's ours.
You're exactly right.
Sometimes, you can remember when Detroit.
I'm writing a check. That'll probably buy like the wheel. I'm writing a check next week to pay my taxes. So I think I should get like the Compass or something from that.
Yeah.
God, the metal alone in that thing is worth.
Yeah, it's got to be worth a couple $1 million.
You would think it's an aircraft.
But you got to break it down. You got to chop it up into pieces. I mean, that's probably the whole point.
Yeah, like what's it gonna? Yeah, that no doubt, huh? It's gonna cost you a lot of money just to break that down.
Yeah.
Like it's. I mean, the
hiring
metal.
Hiring a bunch of guys with sledgehammers isn't going to do it.
How thick is How thick is the hull of a ship like
I
that?
don't know. I'd imagine it's got to be pretty thick in some places.
I mean, I would have doubled that. I would have given $2 for an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, and then it's like, now what are you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? It's like.
Can you guys move it? I got a river next. I got the Chattahoochee River in my backyard. Come on, I got it on there.
Wow. I mean, yeah. Okay, so you give them $2. Now what are you gonna do with it? And they're like, you need to get it out of our waters here,
Yeah.
or we're gonna charge you $1,000 a day. And you're like, ah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Touche.
It's kind of like when Detroit sold the Superdome, right? And they sold that for like $100,000.
Yeah.
I mean, your average person could have bought it, but I mean, just the light bill on that sucker bury you. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Absolutely.
So it's one of those deals where it still takes a lot of money to,
Right.
someone that's got millions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, they bought the thing for $1. It's going to cost them a couple $1 million to break it down, and they might get 3 or 4 million out of the deal.
Yeah, well, that's why there's not a swarm of, and it's funny too because you see people all the time getting electrocuted. They show them they're crisp. They're actually still reaching into the darn thing to steal the cables out of the. And they're just it's like a cartoon crisp. They're literally stuck like that. They're like they turned to stone or something.
Like Tom and Jerry, and they.
It is like Tom and... Dude, that's the second Tom and Jerry reference I've heard this week. What is it with Tom and Jerry? That's hilarious.
That's just old school cartoon.
I don't think.
Hilarity.
Yeah, I remember we were talking. It's funny, quickly on Tom and Jerry. We were even talking about when they tried to make them talk. You remember that? Mm-hmm. That was the controversy when they were, a controversial thing when they were trying to make Tom and Jerry talk, and it was like, no, I don't want to hear them talk, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sacrilege.
Yeah, sacrilege, exactly. And they tried to make them friendly, and you're like, dude, I don't want Tom and Jerry friendly. They're supposed to kick each other's ass.
You're exactly right.
That was some great cartooning right there. Great animation. Those were the days, man. What was it? Warner Brothers versus Harnum and Bailey, or how did it go?
Oh, Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera.
Flintstones. Yeah, it was like Bugs Bunny versus Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, you had those studios though, right? Those studios were against each other, like they were battling, right, for the animation domination.
Plus Walt Disney with Daffy Duck and all that.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So those are interesting. And I think they all derived from Walt at one point, didn't they? Like they all worked for Walt at one point.
Yeah, a lot of them did. Yeah.
They split off and did their own. They made their own studios like that. So it's kind of anyway. I hated to get, but I love animation too. So that's. Yep. But that was hilarious, man. A second Tom and Jerry reference this week, and it's freaking Tuesday.
I used to watch a lot of that. I used to watch a lot of Tom and Jerry. Maybe that explains something. I don't know.
Yeah, I did too. I watched a lot of Tom and Jerry and
Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny was.
Loved Bugs Bunny. I mean, how could you not love Bugs Bunny? And the crows. I remember these crows. What was it? Heckle and Jekyll or something?
Heckle and Jekyll.
It was Heckle and Jekyll.
Yeah. And then Popeye. I used to watch Popeye. I used to love Popeye. Oof, man.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. I used to watch a lot of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Rocky and Bullwinkle I watched, but I didn't really like it too much. I just watched it because they were so popular. What are some of the... Anyway, but that's you're going to see steam coming off my head here in a minute. That's working pretty darn hard right there, man.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man. Hey, thanks for sharing your beer process with us there, Barrack. I really appreciate that.
No problem, man. Thank you.
And
thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for that little tidbit of Yuengling knowledge, my friend.
That's right.
Yuenglingology.
Yes, that was...
Yuenglingology. Yeah, there we go.
That was our... What do you call that? Our Yuengling... 101 moment or something. What would you say?
The Share a Beer Tip of the Week.
Tip of the Week, yes.
What was the tip of the week?
It was his knowledge of Yuengling right there. It was that recipe that I just had was from what, 71?
Oh, okay.
Basically, around 71, I would say.
Yeah, roughly around 71, and the actual original Yuengling beer is still available, but it's not the actual lager that we have. That lager recipe was bought in like around 71, early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's as old as I am, roughly. just a hair.
That's the way I heard it.
It's just a hair younger than I am, but who's counting? All right, guys. We'll talk to you, man. Peace out. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
See you guys. So wait, Joey.